Welcome to the podcast. Today we are stripping away the magic of wireless communication to look at the cold, hard math of the RF link budget. At its core, a link budget is the accounting of all gains and losses from the transmitter to the receiver. It's how engineers ensure that a signal doesn't just disappear into the noise. The fundamental formula we use is, in this equation, P underscore Rx is your received power, which must stay above the receiver's sensitivity threshold to be useful. We factor in the transmitter power, P underscore Tx, antenna gains, G, and various losses, L, like cable attenuation and the massive free space path loss, L underscore Fs. Focusing on the 900 MHz band, we often operate under FCC Part 15 rules for unlicensed industrial, scientific, and medical ISM frequencies. For frequency hopping systems, the FCC generally limits the maximum transmitter output power to 1 watt, 30 decibel milliwatts, with a total effective isotropic radiated power, EIRP, limit of 4 watts, 36 decibel milliwatts, if you're using a high-gain antenna. When you're out in the field, the squelch setting on your radio is your gatekeeper. It's the threshold that tells the radio to ignore the static and only open the audio path when the signal is strong enough to be intelligible. As your distance increases, that link budget tightens, and once your P underscore Rx drops below that squelch level, the digital cliff or static takes over and the connection is lost. But what happens when we take these principles off-planet? To get those breathtaking images from the surface of Mars, we rely on a sophisticated relay. Rovers like Perseverance don't usually talk directly to Earth with high bandwidth. Instead, they transmit locally upstairs to orbiters like the Mars Reconnaissance Orbiter, MRO. This local hop often happens in the UHF band, around 400 MHz. This frequency is ideal for punching through the thin Martian atmosphere and maintaining a solid link between the rover on the ground and the satellite passing overhead, even when the rover is tucked inside a crater or behind a ridge. Once the data reaches the orbiter, the link budget enters the big leagues for the trek from Mars to Earth. We are talking about a distance that can exceed 200 million miles. To bridge this gap, the orbiter uses X-band or Ka-band frequencies and high-gain dish antennas to beam the data toward the Deep Space Network, DSN, on Earth. Because the signal spreads out so much over those millions of miles, the power reaching Earth is infinitesimally small, often much weaker than the energy of a digital watch battery. To catch these whispers from deep space, the receiving stations, such as the one in Goldstone, California, use massive 70-meter diameter antennas. But the size isn't enough. The physics of thermal noise would normally drown out the signal. To solve this, the DSN uses nitrogen-cooled or even helium-cooled masers and low-noise amplifiers. By chilling the hardware to near absolute zero, engineers reduce the thermal agitation of electrons, lowering the noise floor of the receiver. This ultra-quiet environment allows the station to discern the weak Martian data packets from the background radiation of the universe. In the end, whether you are tuning a 900 MHz industrial sensor in Maryland or downloading high-resolution panoramas of the Jezero crater, the physics remains the same. It is a constant battle against the free space path loss, governed by the inverse square law. By balancing power levels, antenna gain, and cryogenic cooling, we turn the vacuum of space into a data highway, bringing the red planet into sharp focus right here on Earth. Thanks for tuning in to the RF Deep Dive.